Hello, friends. Happy spring if you're in the northern hemisphere. It's fun to see all the plants coming out and animals start doing their thing. Um, Energies have been high lately, I would say, and there's been a lot of movement. That's the best word I can have for it. There's just been a lot of movement for personal growth and I think at least here people are feeling the springtime energies, and so they're wanting to get outside more and be more active. I feel like personal upgrades have been increasing, or there's just maybe more awareness of them happening. So a lot of shifting going on, a lot of changes and shifting. So it occurred to me to make a video to help smooth that out if anyone needs it, increase integration, and there's something else. Yeah, I guess it's more about that smoothing. I'm getting the idea of smoothing, integration. It's sort of a healing. It's not quite like that, but it might be perceived as such. So I'll just go ahead with those activations. So first you can just ground for a moment and then connect to your higher self. And if you can do both of those, it's kind of like rubbing your tummy and patting your head, the grounding and the connecting. That's perfect. Ale toto horopotere yara arare oru parae no to. Inishara no taya, ikara no to tenenia. Ikurumo preherete ara shutata. So despite some of these feelings, or like feeling like one day you're on a certain timeline where you're looking forward to doing X, Y, and Z, and another day X, Y, and Z don't even cross your mind, you're feeling more drawn to this other thing. Those shifting potentialities, they're all kind of possible. So try to maintain your equilibrium through them so you can see the different versions that are out there before you necessarily pick one. That's what I'm getting. So use your observing abilities. So see those, feel the excitement that you might feel about certain types of healing or certain types of activities you might want to do in the future, but don't necessarily overly invest in one or the other, because it feels like there's more than one version that you can take a peek at. So notice if that's happening in your life, that I've been noticing it myself. One day I'm really excited about a certain set of things, and then the next day it's a different suite. And they're not mutually exclusive necessarily, but if you dove head first into one, you might not have time for this set over here. So it's kind of like wait and see all the options and see how you feel about all of it, and then it'll play out a little bit better down the road. So you can ask to see all these beautiful options ahead of you. So it's a little more energy that I equate to like brainstorming. It's the precursor to the action. These doors will open for you. But take a moment to see, is that really the door I want to fully invest in with my time and energy or money or all those things. It's nice to have competing offers, like for a job. So take a moment and maybe don't make the first choice. Or at least if you do, give yourself time to maybe even a day or 2 or 3 to see how those feel over time. So greater reflection. Hanekoporo harita shi nota helele kotana shishoku na titera ora arekotute perikishkara nota yara tata sho. And in the meantime, enjoy this time of just sitting and feeling into ideas, taking walks in nature. If you've been stagnant with your energy, maybe start using your body. Get your body moving again. All that stretching and getting it primed for more action in future. I know personally I've been, making all the appointments I've been sitting on, like, oh, I need to do this one and that one and that one, but I hadn't been feeling it. But lately I've just been going ahead and making those things so that, especially like doctor stuff, so that I'll kind of get them out of the way in the next few weeks, so that then I'll have more opportunity to just go do my thing. When those energies are compelling me to really dive deep into some of my personal projects. Himora opolele para mota yara hishko tono pukuro hubarele aru matai kuru uten tuta herikite shunshuku furo dana hairi kururu shara haru urukutono hota erika sheru ura harata tuda tepare hino tuishibara hano tuire hibra hura hura tatera tai. And take some time to tune into your heart. What's making you happy? What are you daydreaming about? Those things that feel lighter on the heart, or exciting. That's probably a reason. It doesn't mean we don't do our inner work. It's like a continuous process, right? But right now it's kind of light-hearted energy. To have those stars in your eyes of like, oh, I want to dream big. Now's a good time for dreaming big. You don't have to necessarily take the steps, but now's a great time for the dreaming. And take a moment to write them down. That would be good. It like anchors them in a little more into your reality. It also opens up opportunity for even deeper exploration into those ideas. But remember, it's just more brainstorming activities. Not necessarily setting a timetable for different activities, unless you wanted to brainstorm them, but leave yourself some flexibility. So don't push yourself on certain timelines for big projects that your soul is calling out for. Leave some flexibility in there. So you can flow with the universe a little better. Like you flow with the moon cycles, perhaps. Recognizing your energy fluctuates. As it does with the seasons, as it does with the monthly cycles, and even the time of day. or depending how much sleep you got last night. Now I'm getting a reminder to please take care of yourself. I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping lately. I just keep waking up, being awake. But those sleep cycles are very important. So give yourself more allowance to sleep well when you can. I just saw my necklace was turned around. And a friend of mine recently said, oh, I remembered you saying I should work on my sleep. And then once I remembered that and I prioritized that, then wow, I stopped being grumpy with my family. Sometimes it's the little things that have a tremendous impact in our daily lives. We know these things: healthy food, a lot of water, exercise, sunshine, and sleep. And taking some time to connect with your soul every day. Ina ticheu ukuna tataere shukunhuna tatakahi shikuto tu brahe tichena. Beshatata. Kuru otaneshe onate. So blessings for all of that. I hope you find it helpful. Hano ohere chetuno tera ikare do tutoeru ware mapa irekitu no tatakahi kuru onatata. Anatichera. And the last thing my guides had said was for me to explain that now is a good time to be playing around with your connections to your soul, your higher self, your multidimensional aspects. Have you had a change in who your primary guides are lately? Every once in a while, it's nice to check back in. If about every so often, it's kind of like how often they recommend checking in your investments. You don't want to change your investments around every 3 weeks. Typically, you want to kind of go in for the long term for many investments. But you might want to check in every 6-8 months and see if your guides have changed, if there's a different focus that they'd like for you to work on. Now is a good time to do that. Everyone's kind of in a new chapter right now. Some are still wrapping up some, but they've also started new chapters generally as the theme. So tune into what your heart desires. And radiate out that love for whatever those things might be or people might be that you're wanting to attract into your life. A significant other or friends, a new job, a new living location, a home. Feel that love. And radiate that love out for the new things coming into your life. And then express gratitude for it. Even though you haven't seen it yet, you can still express gratitude that it is coming. And that will attract it even more. It's like a back and forth radiation for those frequencies moving back and forth. Right? All those things are entangled energetically. Mahale tu bereka teta se tu shumota egena ushwade shana shasha shukuta se shenutai. So let them support one another energetically. You kotashkimata and them or the thing coming to you. Kuskateshku parahena cheche. Sutopuka na pa unna ide. It's so fun. I learned so much when I channel. Ina shiruta mira tete no para egura ana I sheru nana a. Iku tuna se were ato parahe iku no hutai. Ki rukura mara erukura mane na teto tu juvu naskita. I juvu naskita. Ufurjuk natsita haisha. Shenu huta ni pare ishwuda anshera tunsto to tachere kyoshkotera. I think that was about setting boundaries. And there's different types of boundaries, right? Escuta, ones that are really hard boundaries, ones that's like, well, I don't want to overly invest my time in that, but I'd like to do some. And then, coming back, however much that might be. And this one relates to me, like, oh, am I reading too much? That's when I rather be doing some other activity. Reading so easy, it's so nice to just relax. But maybe I'm starting to get more energized and not just want to sit around and read. So even so, that's like a boundary I might set for myself. Like, oh, why don't you reassess those? Are you wasting time? Not wasting time. Are you allocating your time in the way that you really want to, purposefully? There's not really wasting time. It's just choices. So it's a good time to look at that. Inachi govone chikabale le noto tajigare notu kushtun na netnekaskite. Hira no uhota de ete hoskite jukuhuna chechehan atayeru mama asite. Kura e korena titer no tuta. Hisha rukuna parera na tuto eripora katichenta. Ikosana se huhuna tiche barugunta. I hope you're enjoying all of this. It's so fun to channel guidance and then to tune into part of the English part of it as well, at least the layer that I'm comprehending. You may get other things than how I was interpreting it. Honota, it's very common, and that's a good thing. With light language, it's beautiful that it's like looking at a painting. Different people can pull so many different interpretations from a single painting, especially if it's abstract. And light language is kind of abstract, right? So we can all pull different meanings from the painting and from these messages. But mostly listen from your heart. And see what else you get, what inspiration you get from your soul about the interpretation. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap it up and just encourage you to reach out if you feel led to. I am still offering Beyond Quantum Healing regression sessions, which are super fun for healing some of your past, but also connecting and working with your higher self. Now's a great time to learn or practice speaking light language if you've been feeling that for a while. The energies have shifted. It was a little harder last fall for people to connect and speak if they hadn't done it before. But now I and others have been feeling a shift, and it's just flowing so much lately. So now's a good time. It's also similarly a good time if you want some support in connecting to your soul, delving a little deeper with that, or with your guides, just reach out. Those are things I can help with. Kunupocha, and I love helping with. It makes me so happy. I list my offerings in the services tab on my Facebook page, but for Hathor Healing Connections, I'd love to hear from you. I love you all, and I respect you all, and I hope you're having a safe, secure, happy journey right now. Wishing you well. Take care.